Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's a special youth 2 of 20 empowerment program. We are the company that is to just blinded so more of just so pass from the most of in that teaching them even see that they are actually meeting for this name drop join this meeting, drop your location, engage. I want to be called and Friday. Like I told them that would be another there will be that is truly true. Go and sing. As digital but so session okay and everyone start. Thank you very much. Come back. So we are getting into in today's session. So be your for name is I Gestpoint. I said earlier Gestpoint and Aguala state company is to pin ownership as well as people to management and also we do akin to the give society we aim at be able streams of income real that is our current that yet today about business current is in the reality the world that we have the rest of just limited to a special like will be there in and to as quick as possible that so something I need if you have this meeting we need you to ensure very loud and clear to come and hear loud clear and louder. Vale. I guess they will be too amazing. We talk personal branding, really from the big to do you know how position you do you just only because this you are going to be in session and also looking in getting which is provide so I need you to need this part I need you up in the section I need and the and engagement I need this call there right needed we say me call it mean engagement through engagement. So all right, let's right in today. So we'll be personal real professionals out cost ability and drive use. This is not just only about person or quarter group. So I have your note. So, like I was saying that, sorry for that network glitch. So, like I was saying that, branding is an invisible foundation, of every business, regardless of the business that you are doing. And like I said, that branding is exactly how people perceive you, both online and offline. So it is how people perceive you, how you appear in their face, how you make people believe, what you make people believe about you, what you make people think you are. So that is exactly what branding is all about. And especially in real estate, people buy from people they trust. Now, people buy from people they trust, and not just real estate, in every businesses. People buy from people they trust, and that is to tell you that before someone can trust you, there is a kind of way the person must have perceived you to make the person want to trust you and want to do business with you. So I've been talking about your brand, what cut across your brand and what cut across personal branding. When we are talking about personal branding, what does it entail? What does it entail? How do you brand yourself? How do you make yourself visible? How do you make yourself reputable? How do you earn the trust of the people that wants to buy from you? What are the things that you need to put in place? What are the things you need to do, to ensure that, you make people trust your business, and you make people, buy into your ideas and into what you are selling or the services that you are rendering onto them. So the number one thing is that, like I said, that branding is how people perceive you. So your brand is your identity. Your brand is your identity. Now, identity in the sense that how people see you, your identity, that is your brand. Now, two, your reputation is your brand. What do you stand for? What do you stand for? The identity is who are you? Who are you? The reputation is what do you stand for? Now, three is visibility. Can people see you? Or you are just hidden? You can't say you have a brand when people don't see you, when you are not visible. Number four is value. What kind of value are you offering? What kind of value are you offering? So, and the final one is consistency. Are you consistent? No, these are what made up your brand. And we are going to be examining all these things one after the other. So, let's just delve right in. So, Now we are talking about how to build a strong personal brand, to attract uh, bigger investors, especially in the real estate sector. Real estate is different from other forms of marketing. Real estate marketing is totally different from other forms of marketing. It's different in the sense that you are selling the services and you are selling high profile product, high quality product. Now you are not selling, you are selling high ticket product. You are not selling something of 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. You are not even selling something of 50,000. What you are selling in real estate is not something that someone can risk himself and say, well, let me just buy it. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, how much is 10,000 naira? If you are selling a charger, somebody can easily say, okay, I'm just buying it because I will test it. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, fine. But you can never see someone that wants to buy a land of, let's say, 100 million naira, and the person is telling you that, well, if the land is genuine, fine, and if it's not genuine, fine. No, nobody is going to release their millions of naira to someone they don't trust, to someone they have not, they have not seen consistency, to someone they have not seen value, to someone they have not seen feasibility, to someone that has not positioned himself, as a brand that merits that amount of money. So to become a go-to realtor, to become a certified business person, there are some things that you need to put in place in order to attract quality clients. And so that is what this personal branding is going to be dealing with. Number one, the first step is attract quality clients. How to build your brand to an extent of attracting quality clients. In this personal branding, we'll also be looking at building trust faster. Building trust faster. How to build trust. And number three, we are going to be talking about how to stand out among your competitors. How to stand out among your competitors. And number four, we're going to be looking at increased referrals. How to increase referrals. How to increase referrals. And number five, how to close high value deal. All these things cut across one single thing we are talking about, which is your personal branding. Now, let's dive right in. There is something I want us to know, that clients judge your value before you ever speak. In the initial stage, I was talking about what made up your brand. I talked about identity. Now, your identity is what people first see. Now, they judge you before you even speak. Now, I come up with this and I call it client view finder. Now, number one thing is your appearance. When you are talking about your personal branding, how do you appear? Now, you are selling high ticket products. You can't afford to look like someone that cannot even afford, you can't look like someone that is doing, a roadside mechanic. The way you appear, there is this general saying that says the way you dress is the way you will be addressed, and that is just it. When you want to pitch a product of 10 million, 20 million to someone, how do you look? How do you look? And this is not just about the dressing that you wear alone, but how do you look in respect of your appearance, of your profile, of your brand? How do you position yourself? Do you position yourself as a beggar, or you position yourself as someone that is offering value? Like I used to tell people, I said, see, you can't sell real estate and you are someone that goes online thereby posting on your, maybe on your WhatsApp status, on your, on your Facebook profile, I need urgent 2K. Someone that wants to commit millions of naira into your hands and saw you posting urgent 2K needed is going to have a rethink in his mind that no, this person does not want my millions. And that is why positioning yourself as a professional brand is very, very important. Your appearance, how do you look? How do you position yourself across your social media platforms? Who do people think you are? Your communication, what do you speak? What do you communicate? What do you communicate to the people? What do you communicate on your social media platforms? What do you communicate when you meet people one-on-one? What is their first impression when you communicate with them? What is coming out of your mouth speaks volumes about your brand. 3, your confidence. How confident are you when you're speaking to, your audience? Oh, are you someone that is fearful, afraid, timid, or, No, when it comes to building personal brand, you have to be confident. You have to be confident about what you said. I used to tell people that, it's a general thing that you cannot give what you don't have. That is, when you are setting up your brand, you must fill yourself with knowledge. The knowledge about what you are doing. If you don't have knowledge about what you are doing, you can't be confident about it. You can't give what you don't have. That is why knowledge is very important. In real estate, to sell a real estate product, you need the knowledge about that product. You need the general knowledge about the real estate, and this is what gives you confidence as a brand. Now, your consistency. I can't even overemphasize that. Your consistency. Especially in the real estate, consistency is the key. You have a lot of competitors. You have a lot of people that are also in this real estate business. And real estate is not something that you come up today, you show up today, you post today, and after 2 weeks, you are gone. And 2 weeks after, you come again. No. You have to be consistent. Consistency is a key when it comes to building your personal branding. You are not just building a brand that is not going to last. To build a brand that will stand the test of time, you have to be consistent. Now look at MTN, look at Globe. Have you ever seen a single day? Imagine, now let's just take this thing. Imagine, couple of, like last week, let me just say like last week, there has been an issue with the internet. Now, how do you feel about it? Now, this is just an internet glitch, not even that they went off. Now, imagine suddenly MTN or all these telecommunication company, they just went off for a single day. And you couldn't make calls, you couldn't browse, you couldn't do anything. That is exactly what we are saying when we are talking about consistency and feasibility. Because the moment you afford to shut down for a single day, your brand is off the radar. And then the client that is patronizing your radar couldn't, they won't be able to reach out to you. And you don't know how much millions you are going to lose or you are losing when you did not show up for a single day. So let's proceed. I need to, to be faster about this thing. So now I want to talk about the pillars of your brand. Pillars that make up your brand. The pillars that make up your brand. Okay, so we are talking about feasibility. Your online presence. We are talking about online presence. When we are talking about brand, you have to be visible. There is nothing like brand when you are not visible. You have to be active across all social media platforms. You have to stay active and be visible. You stay active and be visible. And you are professional about your business. Now, let me just state this clearly. When you are talking about building a brand, you need a name for your brand. You need an identity. You need a logo or an image for your brand. Now, we have people that brand themselves as a company, or you are branding yourself as an individual. If you are branding yourself as an individual, you ensure that your profile is well set up. Your name, have a professional image, have everything fixed up on your profile. And 2, valuable content. You are educating your audience, you are inspiring your audience, and you are informing your audience about the knowledge of what you are selling. Now, take for example, you are into real estate. 1, you have to create valuable content, such as educating people about why do they need to invest in real estate. You are not just coming online just to be saying come and buy, come and buy, come and buy every day. No. Educate your audience. 5 reasons why people need to invest in real estate, or 5 reasons why you need to do land banking. Go about it, talk about it, post it on your media. Set up your camera and talk about 5 reasons why people need to invest in landed property. 2, be visible. Post that content. Don't just do the content and keep it. Post it. You get better every day. When you do the content today, you see your lapses, post it. Then by the time you are doing the next one, you get better. There is no brand that started as a perfect brand. Every brand started from somewhere, and they keep building and building and building until they become a professional brand that we all, envy today. And 3, build trust and credibility. Be honest, transparent, and reliable, especially when it comes to real estate. Hey, you have to be honest, transparent, and reliable. People need to see that honest in you. Don't be like all these house agents. In real estate, you are offering value. You are keen about the benefit of your client. You are interested about the success, of your client, and that is why you need to be honest. Tell the client what your product really offers. How does it really work? Don't tell someone that the house, just like all these agents that will tell you that the house is beside the road, and all for them to carry you, you are still like walking like 10 miles into the street and you have not reached the house. No. Be honest, be transparent, be reliable. And also, your communication skills is also very important when it comes to your branding. Learn how to speak with confidence and clarity. I know that there's an aspect of this training that majorly focus on communication, and I strongly believe that aspect will be dealt with when we get there. So, when we are talking about your branding and we are talking about visibilities, you need to be visible across some major platforms. Now we are talking about being visible on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on TikTok, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. These are the major social media platforms that your brand needs to be featured on. And your posts need to cut across all these platforms. You need to post consistently to build equity. Like I said, there are a lot of competitors competing with you with the same business that you are doing. And the only leverage you have is to be consistent. You need to talk about what you are selling. If you are selling real estate, you need to post about the videos of the properties, the site inspections. You need to post client testimonials. And like I said, you need to post educational content, investment tips. These are what you push out, and these are what people see for them to reach out to you and say they want to patronize your brand. You cannot just keep selling like a roadside, like all these market women. Come and buy my rice, come and buy my rice. You are not selling come and buy my rice. You are selling a service. You are selling something that needs trust, something that needs credibility, something that people need to see that you are consistent about it before they can say they want to patronize your business. Visibility creates opportunity. The more you post, the more people you reach. The more you post, the more people you reach. All right, so let's just look into this thing, how to balance your portfolio to build value and drive sales. Like I said, personally, you need to look into when we are talking about branding, there is a systematic way of posting that we call R, RVL. 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 If you're on this call, I need you to type it into the comment box. RVL. RVL. This is a balanced way to build your content portfolio on the digital platform using the RVL strategy. And what does R stand for? R stand for results. Results. What are the results you have been getting from your product? Oh, people, a client bought what you are selling. You need to post that result out there so that people can see that you are not just, the only one doing the business. You are having customers. People are seeing the result. You are posting the site updates, the property updates. People are seeing the development on the site. That is the result. They see you and a client went for an inspection. You take a picture with the client. You do a video with the client. You put it out there. That is result. And the V stands for value. See, money is a reward given for value. The only way to get paid is when you offer value. Regardless of whatever, you can't get money if no value is given. And especially in real estate, for you to get money, you need to offer value. And the value is when I'm talking about the type of content you are dishing out. You need to educate your people what people don't know about what you are selling, the real estate sector. Now you need to let people know 5 mistakes you must avoid when you are buying land. Oh, ensure that you conduct an inspection. Ensure that you understand the documentation processes. Ensure that the land is not under acquisition. Stuff like that. When you push it out there, people learn from it. And when people begin to get value from your content, they develop trust in you. And that is how you get them to buy into what you are selling. And the last one is L, which is the lifestyle. And you can see, as you can see here, I sell lifestyle, work journey, motivational, real estate content. Your lifestyle. People want to see your lifestyle. It is not just only about posting your work according to your, across all your social media handles every now and then. People want to see beyond what you are selling. They want to see your lifestyle. You go for a conference, you take a picture, you do a video. Oh, I'm at a conference, learning and developing myself about real estate. Or you go for an hangout. Maybe you go to, let's just say you go to a bar beach. You take a picture of yourself, you take a video. Oh, at the bar beach, taking time to refresh, re-strategize, re-energize. People want to see your lifestyle. And that is not just about doing fake life. It is about being realistic. Your client success story, people want to see. These are what help you build a brand that is visible, a brand that has earned trust of the people, that people can patronize. So let me just rush it down. Like I said, your brand can only convert when people have trust your brand. And this, when trust, like I said, trust is a measurable output of specific daily inputs. Trust is not built in a day. It is built every day. Every day. Every day. A little drop every day. That is the result of compound effect. Every day builds up the trust in the mind of the people. Your transparency, when you are being truthful and avoid over promising. Your brand needs, there is something about some brand that you over promise. No, it is better to under promise and over deliver to your brand. To your clients. Understand what your clients need. You need to put yourself in the shoe of your client as a brand. Understand your client's need. What does your client need? Don't just be focused on you, what you want to sell alone. Understand the perspective. Put yourself in the shoe of your client. And that is how to get the sale. Educate before selling. I can't overemphasize that. Educate before selling. You can't sell when the person you are trying to sell to doesn't understand what you are selling. You need to understand, why is this person want to buy what I'm selling? And then you need to make the person see why the person needs to buy what you are selling. Don't just say, come and buy. It's 10 million naira. No. Why should I buy? What is in for me? Educate your client. Consistent follow-up. Like I said, respond quickly and follow up consistently. All these things are what build up what we call trust. If you are able to keep up with this transparency, empathy, education, with consistent follow-up, you are building a trusted brand. So, let's proceed. Now, I want to talk about this thing, the structural failures that silently, erode client trust. These are the mistakes that you need to avoid. 1, inconsistent posting and copying others. You can't build a professional brand when all you do is copy and paste. No. You have to build organic content. You have to write organic content. There are a lot of platforms that allows you now to create diverse of content. There's ChatGPT, there is Claude, there is Notebook LM, there's lots of platforms, AI platforms that can help you to revamp your own content and you come up with a good content. Avoid copying others. It gives brand. And avoid being inconsistent. Like I said, you need to be consistent. Because when you are inconsistent and copying others, this is the client perception about you. They will say you aren't active, authentic, and successful. Imagine I come to your brand page and what I see is that the last time you post is a match. I am not going to buy from you. Because I know that, no, for you to have posted last in March, it means you are not consistent, you are not genuine, and you are not successful. And how do you fix that? Create reliable content, schedule content, and use your original voice. Let people see you. Show your face. Let people see the face behind the brand. Talk about what you are selling. And number 2, poor dressing, unprofessional communication, and posting a fake lifestyle. No. As a professional brand, you don't do that. Dress well, communicate professionally, and be authentic. Maintain authenticity, high professional standard. Don't make people perceive that you are desperate or lack professional standard. Let people see you being authentic. Grow gradually until you become, or until you reach that value, that peak that you are aiming at. And 3, lack of product knowledge and proper follow-up. You need to avoid it. Lack of product knowledge. Like I said, the knowledge about what you are selling is very important. I can only buy from you when I perceive that you understand what you are trying to sell to me. I try to ask you some questions and I perceive that, no, it's like you don't even understand this thing that you are talking about. I'm going to run away and I'm not going to buy from you. You need to demonstrate your expertise. You need to educate your client or educate your prospect. Let the client know that you understand what you are selling and you are keen about the client's, benefit of that product. All right, so move from transactional agent to an industrial authority. Like I said, building authority is very, very important. Become the expert people remember. People trust experts. Your brand needs to become an expert brand. Now, you develop yourself daily, show up daily by posting daily, build authority in your domain, teach about what you are doing, teach about it regularly, attend trainings like this one that we are doing today, attend different trainings about your brand and build high value relationship with people that are also in your channel or in your network of business. Learn from each other. Share market insights, speak confidently, show results and client testimonials. Don't be an agent that they only rely on basic feasibility. No, you are expert, you are professional. Stand out. So, like I said, long-term influence requires daily systematic investment. You need to build daily systematic, a systematic way of making your brand visible to the people. In your content creation, your communication, your learning, your networking, and your service delivery. Your content, I've talked about the video content and also as well as the written content. Your communication, I've talked about how you position yourself, how you speak. Learning, I told you about developing yourself, increasing your knowledge about what you sell or what you do. Networking, connecting and collaborating with people, high valued individuals. And service delivery, be prompt in your delivery, in your response, in your communication. Success does not happen overnight. Branding is a daily investment. Branding is a daily investment. Branding is a daily investment. Now, I want us to have this thing. Commit to a 30-day blueprint to construct your new brand. That's network interruption. Sorry for that network interruption. So, like I was saying, that I'm rounding off actually this session, so that I'm rounding off this session. And what I was saying the other time is that when it comes to you building your brand is about building trust. People want to trust your brand. People want to do business with you. But all you need to do is to build a quality brand that attracts the trust of the people. And that is what actually makes people to patronize your brand. So, if you have any question regarding this session, kindly drop it in the comment section and it will be attended to. And thank you everyone. Thank you very much. So, thank you very much, everyone. Now we'll be right back shortly and expecting you for the next session, which is going to be talking about digital marketing. Digital marketing. All right, stay tuned.
All right, everyone, welcome to the next session, and this is where we'll be talking about digital marketing. So, yes, so what is digital? Sorry, I don't think my camera is on. Okay, so first of all, let me start again. Let me introduce myself. My name is, let's just keep it simple, Shay, and with the digital and creative team for Gestpoint Nigeria Limited. And today we'll be treating digital marketing. So, what is digital marketing? Uh, Basically, is all activities done online to promote product or service using the right message and then getting it to the right audience to achieve your set objectives. So, I'll be sharing my screen quickly so we can go through the slides. All right, so like I said, we've gone through what digital marketing is. So the next thing is what are we going to actually deep dive into today? We'll be looking at what is digital marketing. We've discussed that. We'll be looking at the digital marketing mix, and for you to say you know digital marketing, at least you should be able to handle execution of ads on at least one platform. And the most popular platform with the largest audience globally and even in Nigeria is Facebook. So I will be using Facebook ads to actually understand how to execute digital ads or digital marketing. And so we go right into it. Um, we've discussed what digital marketing is. So, and it involves all activities, like I said, done online to promote the product. And we have several mediums of reaching people through digital marketing. And we have SEO as well as content. We have paid ads. We have social media, and we also have email marketing. So we'll start with the first one, SEO and content. SEO and content is basically, so first let's start, what is SEO? SEO is basically search engine optimization. And then we have content where you promote you create content and post content that relates to your particular audience and then post it. So I think in our next community I will discuss what audience is, because this is something we'll be using more and more when you're talking about digital marketing. So SEO and content is basically how do you rank on Google when people look up for your product or service online? Are you visible? Can people see you? All activities done to achieve this is called SEO. That is search engine optimization. So it involves using relevant keywords in your write-ups and your actual content, labeling all aspects of your content online properly so that it can be properly seen and search engine like search engines. I know we have more than one search engine. We have Google, we have some other. It's not coming to my head now. We have other search engines we use aside Google, but the most popular and most popular search engine, the one used by um, us here in Nigeria is um, Google. So that is what we call search engine optimization. So it involves several processes to actually achieve this. But we will not be doing that practically, but you need to have an idea of what SEO is and also do more research and see how you can apply that into what we're discussing, which is real estate. The next is paid ads. This is a form of digital marketing where we pay for advertising to put our product or service out there for people to see it. And platforms like Facebook, Google, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, where we can use paid ads. So initially, I talked about SEO. So SEO is when you use um, keywords and you ensure your site is your website or your landing page or your content online is relevant and easy to see and easy to be picked up by search engines. When you have to pay for this service, it's called SEM, which is Google, which is search engine marketing. This is when we're actually paying for that service to actually ensure that your product or your service ranks when searching, when particular people are searching for it. So paid ads, we have paid ads on Facebook, we have paid ads on Google, we have paid ads on TikTok. Right. So we also have social media platforms. We know that Facebook, TikTok are all social media platforms, but in terms of social media for digital marketing, this is where you do your uh, digital form of posting of content and engaging with the audience. Social media is the best place to be able to where you can engage with your audience and create a form of relationship with the audience. So social media, your daily social media posting, you are basically creating a form of relationship with the audience where you can communicate and they can also give you feedback. This is why we have social media. It's a very powerful platform for digital marketing. Then the next is email marketing. To cut it short, email marketing is used to nurture leads. So, what is nurturing of leads? Leads are what do we call it? Leads are people that have shown interest in your ads. You run an ad and you're able to gather information on certain people that have shown interest in your ads, that have been interested in either purchasing your product or service. This is what we call them. We call them leads. So the whole point of running a lead campaign or trying to get leads is to get their information. And when you get their information, you go into nurturing. The lead nurturing involves creating a form of bond relationship, not bond. Bond is far fetched. But creating a form of relationship with these leads and nurture them to the point where you can actually sell to them. That is the four pillars I've created here for us to understand what digital marketing is. So the next is the digital marketing funnel. So this funnel explains how your products get to your audience or the particular buyer, your customer or your consumer, and the journey from a consumer or customer seeing your product at first down to purchasing. That is just what the digital marketing funnel is about. It shows the journey the customer goes through and the effort you have to put in to capture them up to the point of selling. Here we have five stages. We have awareness, interest, consideration, conversion, and loyalty. So awareness is basically creating buzz around your brand or around your business, so people know, oh, I am around, I am doing this. You can achieve this by running digital campaigns on social media platforms. You can also do this by running Google ads in form of banner ads. So there are some kind of ads that you see when you are on your phone, where you just see a form of picture just pops up on your phone. These are banner ads. They show across different platforms. You see it on your phone. You might be on a website and it just pops up. So let's quickly discuss about. Let me just train a little bit about banner ads. So there's what we call the Google Display Network. So we have several websites, apps, all registered under Google, where when you want to run a form of awareness campaign, Google will push your ads to these platforms in form of creative um, banners, which you can, which you create. You create the banners with your creative team or any of your creative tool, then uh, you use it to create awareness for your brand. Aside Google, we also have several other platforms that also help with uh, banner ads in form of we call it display ads. And this ad creates awareness for your brand. So the next is interest. So as you can see, first of all, I need to understand this is a funnel. So it starts from when a consumer or customer doesn't know anything about you, down to when you are creating awareness. Then the next stage is interest. The interest stage is when a prospect engage with your with the content or your landing page or your website. And so let's relate this to real estate. For example, you are launching a new real estate product. Nobody knows about it. First of all, you create awareness about it. You run an awareness campaign, a well curated content around it. You run an awareness campaign. First of all, you have warmed people up. You have warmed the audience up for this thing because you've created awareness. First thing, you allow a lot of people to know about this product. So by the time you are going deeper, they won't uh, they won't be it won't sound strange to them. So the interest stage is where this or awareness ad you are running, they actually click and watch what you are doing. This is what we call the interest stage, which is when the consumer or customer has actually shown interest and decides to watch what you are doing. The next part of the funnel is consideration. This is where I discussed it before. This is where you run a lead generation campaign. At this point, people already know about your product. Then now you want to generate leads. Leads are prospects. These are people that have shown interest in your company and fit the profile of people you like to sell your product, sell your real estate product to. So this is where we call the consideration stage. Conversion is where your customer take action. This is where they buy. Conversion is where they buy. So you at this stage, just this is where you also need to ensure this process is also seamless and also enjoyable and to the customer, to ensure that the next stage of loyalty you are able to secure that, because the conversion stage is what determines your loyalty stage. So you need to ensure that the conversion stage is seamless. The next is loyalty, the loyalty stage. So what next after you've gotten a customer that has bought one of the property? Of course, you have new properties coming up, new projects that will also come up. These guys that have bought from you also want to sell to them. So you create retargeting adverts, or you still target the same people, or you create a lookalike audience to also sell to the same people. This is your loyalty stage. I'm sure this is clear, and if there's nothing clear to you, you can just drop a chat and we can take it after this session. So we go right into Facebook ads, and this is where we talk about elements of running the digital marketing ads. So first of all, I'll start with the targeting options. There are several things you need to know before you run a Facebook ad. This is why someone will tell you that, oh, I ran some ads and I did not get any results. You need to understand that there are things you need to consider before you start running an ad. And you need to understand this thing. If you don't understand these basics, you will continue to throw away your money at, or better still, you get a professional to get it done for you. But that's why we're here to also make sure you understand. Even when a professional is doing this for you, you know if the person is doing it rightly or wrongly. Or you can also give some input as to, oh, this is what my business objective is. This is who I'm trying to sell to. This is what I'm trying to achieve. This will make your sales objective easier to achieve. So we start with the Facebook targeting options. We have demographics, we have interests, we have behaviors, we have custom audience, we have lookalike audience. So we start with demographic. Okay, we have a property at Lekki you are trying to sell. So who is the ideal person that will purchase this property? When is this particular person online? What kind of things will the person engage in? These are the things you need to understand while creating an ad. Because these are the parameters you select before you publish your ad campaign to ensure you don't waste your money, and to also ensure you are sending your advertising message to the right people. I remember I talked about audience. This is where we talk about audience. So who is your audience, or who is target audience? The target audience is who you want to sell to. Your target audience is your ideal customer. So you need to understand your ideal customer before you start selling. Understanding your ideal customer will ensure you don't waste marketing efforts on the wrong things. Oh, of course, we know that the entire Nigeria might be interested in your product, but you need to understand that there's a cost for marketing. The entire Nigeria wants your product, but you know that, oh, this particular location has a concentrated amount of people that has higher chances of purchasing that product. So instead of wasting my budget, my marketing budget on targeting all of Nigeria, I will move towards where my audience is and use my money there, which is how to actually use your money properly for marketing. So we start with demographic. Who is your audience? What is the age range? What is the gender? Where do they reside? What language do they speak? The next thing is interest. What kind of thing interests this kind of people? Do they like sports? Do they like music? What do they do during their spare time? You need to understand this. The next thing is behaviors, purchase intent. What kind of device will they use? How often will they travel? Things like that will inform your decision on how you want to run your Facebook ad. The next thing is custom audience. There's something we call a pixel tag in Facebook. So if you're running a campaign that involves a landing page, a pixel is like a piece of code that you install into the website that tracks the ad. So it creates a kind of trigger when people click certain. You set the trigger yourself, So it creates a form of trigger when you click certain parts of the landing page and stores this information to know where exactly did my audience click on before they dropped off. Where is my audience coming from? So all of this information, you get it through the pixel code. And this is how you can create a custom audience. With this information, you can create a custom audience. When you look at, when you're able to gather enough information with your pixel code and say, this certain kind of people have been visiting my website. You want to run a new campaign, there's an option where when you are selecting audience, you can select custom audience. So it replicates this kind of successful audience you have used before. It replicates it, then you can utilize it. The next is lookalike audience. The lookalike audience, you don't need the pixel tag. It just selects from your successful campaigns and it picks the same kind of audience for you to also run your lead generation campaign or advertising campaign or sales campaign and actually sell to them. So we go into how Facebook ad is being structured. Facebook ad is structured in three levels when you are setting up the ad. The campaign, the ad set, and the ad. So we'll go right into this. So this is how campaign is structured. Campaign is structured in this format. So this is just a short note on how you run your ad. However, you will still have to go into it to see what it looks like in setting up an actual Facebook ad. So when you are creating your campaign, there are certain metrics you need to look at to ensure that you are not wasting money, to ensure that you are also doing the right thing in terms of targeting. You are also trying to ensure that you are not wasting your money, and you are also not going beyond your budget. So the first is click through rate. The click through rate shows the percentage of people that click your ad, and your target should be more than 1%. If your click through rate is less than 1%, that means your campaign has failed right dead on arrival. So it measures the total audience versus the total number of people that actually clicked your ad. So if you're having a low click-through rate, it means that people are not clicking your ad. So at least it should, a good click-through rate should be above 2.0%. That is when you know you are doing the right thing. The next is cost per mil. The CPM is cost per mil. That is the cost of reaching 1,000 people. How much are you spending to reach 1,000 people? You should also set that here. For example, if you've said, I want to spend maybe 5,000 in reaching 1,000 to get 1,000 impressions. If you are going above that, that means you need to check what is wrong with your ad and see what you need to tweak. The next is cost per click. How much does it cost to click your campaign? If your cost per click is getting too high, because all of this cost goes into the actual campaign. When you download your Facebook report, you look at all of these costs. If your cost per click is going beyond maybe 300 naira or so, it means Facebook is going through some form of stress in actually bringing your ads to your audience. And it could be because of your poor creative, poor messaging. This is where, I know most people hear optimization of ads, this is where optimization comes in. This is where you get all of these reports and tweak tweak your ads to actually achieve your objective. The next is cost per lead. How much does it cost to get one lead? In terms of real estate, most times we run a leads campaign because that is the way the funnel for real estate and even generally as a digital campaign, that's how it works. In real estate, start with prospecting, that is searching for leads. Then you get your leads, then you nurture your leads, then you close. When I say close in terms of making sales, ensuring they buy, then you can now nurture, then you can now go into the part of loyalty. Remember our funnel where you can also try to resell, upsell them and also maybe sell other products to them. So the cost per lead, currently Nigerian market cost per lead average, the most expensive should not be more than 1.5. You set your cost per lead at 1.5 and ensure that you are aiming for lower than that. Ensure you are aiming for lower than that. When you aim for lower than that, you try to improve your messaging, you ensure you get engaging content or engaging creatives in terms of your videos, in terms of your static pictures that you use. They must be engaging and they must be able to convert. The next is return on ad spend. This is the revenue per ₦1 you spend on your ads. You cannot just be running ads, there should be a form of revenue from what you are running. So, what income are you making from what you are running? The ads you are running, what is the income? So, the ratio should be in the ratio 1 to 4 in terms of spend versus revenue. Ratio 1 to 4, it should not be more than that. So if in a situation where you are spending more than what you are earning, it's basically a failure. So the ratio you should always aim for is ratio 1 to 4. If you are spending uh, if you are spending, let me say, if you are spending about 1 million naira on your ads, you should be able to get a revenue of more than 4 million naira. Of more than 4 million. If you are getting exactly 4 million, it's still low, but you should get at least more than 4 million naira. That is when you can say you've actually run a profitable campaign. So up next, I will want to let me stop sharing for a while. I'm going to open a Facebook page and we try to set up a live campaign here. I'll just hold on for a while. Hold on for a while. Just give me some few seconds. I'm almost to share with you. Alright, we are here now, so I'll be sharing with you. So this is a personal page. So first of all, just to check if I'm is set. Okay. So first of all, before you set up a Facebook ad campaign, you need to have your Facebook page set up. I think you can always Google that and see how to set up a Facebook page, but you have to set up a Facebook page. A Facebook page is always assigned to a Facebook account, so you need to have a Facebook page. Then, to run ads, you don't go to run ads professionally. You don't just post and promote a post. Of course, you can do that, but to run ads properly, at least if you go through what I've mentioned, look at the funnels we've talked about, it should be something you are trying to achieve. That is why Facebook have what they call Ads Manager. So you go to adsmanager.com.facebook.com, you can see that on the screen here, to create an ad. For the purpose of this program GREEP, we'll be having a simulation of what a lead generation campaign will look like. So we start creating the ad from scratch. So when you get to the ad manager, you load, then you come here, you click on campaigns. When you click on campaigns, it takes you to this page. Before now, while I was sharing my slide, I told you that the Facebook ad is divided into 3 stages: the campaigns, ad sets, and ads. That is how the ad is being created. So let me show you how to create a campaign, a lead generation campaign from scratch. So if you come up here, you see create new campaign, create new ad set campaign. So first of all, let me just explain what the campaign. The campaign level is basically what are we trying to achieve with the campaign. That is what we do at the campaign level. What do you want to achieve with the campaign? And you can see I've clicked on create a campaign. We have awareness, we have traffic, we have engagement, we have lead, we have app promotion, we have sales. For the purpose of real estate, we would focus on lead generation, and because of our limited time, we focus on lead generation. You come here, you can also see auction buying type. Here we can see auction buying type. You can see buying real time with cost effective bidding or reservation. So if you are doing reservation, you pay a fixed amount and you have to pay ahead of when you are starting your campaign. While if you are doing your auction based campaign, this is where you set your either your daily budget or your lifetime budget, which could be weekly or it could be monthly. Then you run your campaigns like that. So the first thing is we select lead generation as our objective. Like I said, leads are prospects, people that your ideal customer or consumer for your product. So we click on leads. And see, leads is good for websites and instant forms, messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, conversions, and code. These are the actions you want your your targets. I've explained what target is. This is what you want your target actions you want your target to take as regards this leads campaign. So we go to continue. So the next thing is rename your campaign, which is very important. So we call this GREEP. This is May 2026 campaign. Alright. So we don't need to touch this. We are using the auction base because if you are doing this cost it costs quite a lot and you can't really track what you're doing properly, which is why as a professional you need to use auction. Reservation is based on higher spend, high volume of spend, and also like you can see buy in advance for more predictable outcomes. You secure your slot ahead of when you want to start commencing your campaign. But here we bid in real time for audience amongst competitors in the same market. Alright. So we select auction. Our objective, something happened, I selected leads, so you can see correct that here. Leads. Alright. So here we have campaign budgets or ad set budgets. For this section, the budget strategy is advisable to use ad set budgets and not a campaign budget. This is because, okay, like I said, I'm getting there. This is because if you're using a campaign budget, you won't be able to allocate budget to each ad set. An ad set is just basically under the campaign. For example, we're running a campaign using our current product set, for example. We're running a campaign for people. You can run those campaigns, you can create a campaign for diaspora audience, for local audience in one campaign, still trying to sell one product. But you need to assign different budgets to them, which is based on what you have set as your KPI. Because Facebook has a lot of things to suggest to you. They suggest a lot of things, but it's not everything you have to go with. So it's better you click on ad sets budget. You can see here it's saying share some of your budget with other ad sets. No, you create your own ad set budgets. You control your ad by yourself and not the other way. Okay, let me hide this. So the next thing you see special ad category. Now, if you read and this applies to real estate, financial products, yes. But the thing is that there's a policy for Facebook that says that you don't discriminate audience, especially in real estate. You should be able to sell to all audience, so you must disclose it. But it's not really necessary because your campaign will still run properly. This is what it does when you select special ad categories. It doesn't necessarily follow your targeting and what you set. So it shows your advert to everybody, and it will not necessarily follow your set parameters and how you set the campaign to run. Before I go on, if you use uh, there are also reasons why you could use campaign budgets. For example, if you are running a diaspora campaign where the cost is quite high and you are trying to maximize your budget, you have to put it on campaign budgets. Why? Because this will enable you to schedule your ads. For example, you know that people in the UK, there's a particular time they're at work, there's a particular time they're at home. So you can schedule your ads to when they're at home, because most times they don't have access to their phones while they're at work. So you can schedule your advert to when they will most likely be at home. You can see this here. This is where we call ad scheduling, right? So you select campaign budget, change this to lifetime budget, change this to lifetime budget, right? So the lifetime budget is different from daily budget. Lifetime budget, you set it for maybe a week or a month, and it runs with that budget using Facebook's AI power to inform how they want to run the campaign, right? But it's always advisable. I prefer to always be in control of my ads. However, there are always ways to try different things. For example, this could work for the particular campaign you are doing, and it cannot work for another one. So you must always, that's why we have that's what ad set also does. So you can try several things, and whichever one is successful or is more productive, that is what you run with. Alright? Okay. So go back to ad sets. Uncheck share your budget with some other people. Ensure you don't click this, because this will mess up your targeting and will not focus on what you have targeted. Right. So the next is ad sets. You should also name your ad sets. For example, we can name this, for example, like I just mentioned diaspora, we mentioned this as diaspora audience. Okay. Name 236. So the next stage is choose where you want to generate your leads. There are two ways. It's either you have a landing page, or you use instant form. You also use messenger. To generate lead professionally, it is better to use an instant form or a landing page. Personally, instant form has worked better, so I would advise to go with instant forms. So these instant forms is where you have your messagings and also questions you ask audience that click on your ads to actually qualify the unserious from the serious clients, so you don't waste time trying to follow up with a client that is not really serious with making a purchase. So we go into instant forms. All right, you can see here it's saying we have to accept. Uh, Say we have to accept Google's terms and conditions. So you click view terms and conditions, agree to it. Then just like that, we can run our lead generation campaign. You can see here we have maximize number of leads. Here we also have maximize number of conversion leads. If you are using an instant form, it's advisable to use maximize number of leads. However, if you'll be using a CRM tool connected to Facebook, you can then use maximize number of conversion leads. For this, Facebook will actually learn as you qualify your leads on the CRM. Facebook will learn as you are qualifying the leads there who they should continue showing your ads to, right? You know, if you are using this, you have to pay for the CRM. It costs as an additional cost. So for this, we'll go with maximize number of leads and we'll intensify efforts in ensuring that our form is contains important questions that will ensure we qualify our leads properly, right? So I'll change this back to daily budget. So we go into we can set to start and end dates for your campaign, but that's not really necessary. You can set to start and end dates. It's not really, doesn't really matter. So next is all right. This is not really necessary too. You don't need this, except you know that yeah, unless you are selling a particular kind of product, you know that it sells more. People are actually online more during this particular time, or you feel that people will engage more with your product at that particular time. That's where you could use this budget scheduling. So budget scheduling helps you to intensify or put more budget during peak period of when your audience will be active. So now we move to audience, right? You can see here we have use saved audience. If you have saved an audience, you can use that. You can also create a new audience. You will be creating a new audience, so you can see that right down here, right? You can see what I mentioned about custom audiences. You can see that here also. So the next is location. Like I said earlier, we are doing a diaspora adverts, right? So we are targeting UK. Let's use UK for example. So just because you're targeting UK doesn't mean you just put United Kingdom here and expect your ad to deliver, right? First of all, you need to find out where the Nigerians reside more in the UK. So we know Nigerians are in London, right? Nigerians are in London. Nigerians are in which other place in the UK? Liverpool, right? I know. Can you notice that Nigeria is still here part of our location with our new audience? So we are not targeting Nigerians, we are targeting Nigerians that are in the UK. So we need to exclude Nigeria from this location. So we click on exclude, click on Nigeria, and type out Nigeria. Nigeria. Okay, first of all, we need to remove this from here, then we make sure it's excluded, right? So this will ensure that it doesn't bring the campaign to Nigeria at all, right? There are other locations where we can find them, but for the sake, we just stick with this. Then the most important parts, right? We are now going into our audience, right? You can see the custom audience. We can't have this information because we've not run any campaign on this page. So we need to create our audience from scratch, right? So we come here. Age. What age range are we looking at? People that can buy these properties? 30 to 55. What gender? All genders, both male and female. And the next is detailed targeting. This shows demography, interest, and behavior. So there are things we need to know to include in this detailed targeting. This will ensure that your advert gets to the right people. Now, when you are running a diaspora ad, you need to make sure that your ad actually gets to people in Nigeria. So you need to include relevant things, understanding the behavior of people, Nigerians that are actually in diaspora, things they are interested in, and also the media. So let's include those things here. So engage shoppers. So these are people that are actively shopping. You should always include them when you're targeting diaspora. You can see people have clicked on the call to action to shop now in the past. So these are people that actively purchase things, right? They are people that have more chances of buying online. So the next is frequent travelers, right? So most people that diaspora, they most times come into the country and go back. Some that have businesses here will come and look at their business and also go back. So click frequent international travelers because this does not necessarily capture international travel. So we pick frequent international travelers. The next is what else? We need to ensure that things related to Nigeria are in this targeting. So Nigeria should be A1 in this place. So we're not tagging them as a location, now we're tagging them as an interest. So people that are interested in Nigeria, that is who you see these ads. So the next is Afrobeats. People are interested in Afrobeats. We have that here. Yes, we do. So you see, people have expressed interest in or like pages related to Afrobeats. So people that are in UK but are interested in Afrobeats, basically, they are likely to be or have at least a 99% chance of being Nigerian, right? So you could also do check for things like check for random stuff that could be added. Although Facebook tries to limit some of these things and they say it to be stereotyping, so they try to limit some of this targeting. So let's see, these people could also be interested in business. So we put in business. You could also be interested in agribusiness. The reason why I will not put, because this is for one of our projects, Cocoa Republic, which is an agro real estate farm for basically a cocoa plantation where investors can own cocoa farm land and also earn from it. The reason why I will not pick agriculture here is that agriculture might select not the kind of audience we are looking for, which is a form of high net worth individuals that can purchase, or high earning individuals that can purchase these products. So there are other things you could add, but ensure it's not too much, but ensure it is properly layered to ensure you are targeting the right audience. High transparency. This is not compulsory. The next is placement control. Okay, so here we can see where do we want our ads to run. So my business can only advertise in specific location. My business advertising really good. This is just a form of disclaimer to ensure if you are selling the type of product that you don't want people in certain places to see your advert, you can do this. You can also do this here, but I've already done that. I've excluded Nigeria as a location from the audience. So yeah, this is very important also. If you are advertising, you can say, oh, I don't want my advert to show. Maybe you don't want it to show on all of these audience network, audience rewarded videos. You just want it on Facebook. You can also do that. Right. So let's go back. So we have here more settings. Let's see if we missed out any other important thing. These are not compulsory. You can leave this out. So here you can also change the platforms where your adverts will run, right? So you can run an Instagram. Basically, you can run an Instagram ad from the Facebook, your Meta Ads Manager. So, for example, if I want my ad to only show on Instagram, I can check all some of these things. I can uncheck it, then maintain only Instagram. Okay. And if I want it back, I can check it right back. Right. So let's move on. So you can see here you could get a 20% lower cost per result by including Instagram and Thread placement for one ad set. Right. So let's apply. So they will always prompt you to make certain adjustments to also optimize your ad. When it comes to Advantage Plus leads campaign or Advantage Plus suggestion, they help improve your campaign score, and one must aspire to get to 100%, and this will ensure that your campaign is properly delivered. So the next is the ad. This is where you you select your you input you input your creative, that is either your static image or your video, and you also include your messaging, and you put your call to action also, and this is where you also create your insert form. So let us quickly create an insert form from scratch. So let's create form. We'll call this lead gen group. Call it contacts. You can call this contact us because this will be the heading of the campaign. I mean, the form. So it's basically to submit their information. So we can see options here: more volume, use a form that's quick to fill out, higher intent, add a review step that gives people a chance to confirm their info, right? If you add this, there will be an option for you to um, for the audience to, or the whoever is clicking out, to verify their phone number before you can drop their phone number in the form. This is just to ensure that it's not something that people just click and go, right? So we also have rich creative. Hold your audience attention with this form that integrates your company's images and messaging and things like that. So uh, let's go with the higher intent. So flexible, sorry. So Meta will tailor the form to each person. So it will just ensure that it is well suited to each audience. So create an headline. So you just be welcome or hello, welcome to so so so. Then additional things, kindly fill your details correctly. Right? It's just a form of welcome. So next, we now add what information do you need from your audience. You need you need email, so you can make this. Uh, why is this? You can make this one optional email. Get you want the full name, you want the phone number. You also want what else? Let's see, WhatsApp number is WhatsApp number here. So I think we have what we need. We have email, we have full name, we have phone number. Right? So scroll up. Then we now need to add here just a disclaimer. We also, oh, the information you are giving us will not be shared with a third party. So you can always get a proper form of write-up for this, and you should always respect your audience's information and do not share with third party or misuse it. So you should have that information there. Then you now add your qualifying questions, right? How soon are you willing to invest? How soon are you willing to invest? So we can include immediately. So include immediately, 1 to 3 months. So these are the things you include here. So you add another question. You can say, what is your budget? So you can create, ensure that the budget you are including, you start from a lower budget than the price, then two from a lower budget than the price. For example, if the price is 3 million, you say you create a range 1 million to 3 million. If someone can afford 1 million or 2 million, they can be able to pay up the rest later. Then you can put 3 million and 3 million to 6 million. Someone that wants to buy maybe more than one plot can see that this person has more budget to actually invest. So I can see some of these things are not spread because I'm just in a hurry that we can close out. So on this, can include privacy policy. You can also uh, include privacy policy. If you have a website, include the privacy policy link here. So this will be able to ensure that you're actually following the privacy rules of the country and will not be sharing their information with other third parties. So the next is what happens after. Thanks, you are all set. What happens after you after they fill the form? Whether I take them to WhatsApp, and I want them to view a document, and I want them to go to your website or a particular landing page. So whatever your objective is, if you want them to view a file, you can add a file here. So once they are done submitting the information, they can now download it. So when you are done, you click on. So thanks are all set. So this is just a thank you page. We didn't fill this. So you can just put something like based on what they want them to do. For example, if I want them to download this file, I will now say click the download link, click the download link to view the investment brochure. Right, so you can create from. Okay, something wrong with the internet. Or have we not done something? Okay, because we selected website, code file, and we didn't put anything, that's why we could not create form. So now we can create the form. Let's just give it a WhatsApp. Create form so that we can create the form. See, okay. I see there are some things on red marks that we did not complete. We added the question here, we didn't complete it, that's why. So next, privacy policy, we're supposed to add a link. So then we also www.something.com, right? So that we can close and create the form. Alright, so now we've created the form. Now it's you can also set up your list to go into Google Sheets, into Microsoft Excel, or imagine or the CRM which I mentioned earlier. You can set it up that way. So you know a CRM is something like Zapier or just customer relations app that can help you to manage the leads, close and qualify them. So it depends on what kind of ad you want to run a carousel, you want to run a single image. So it's a single image, you click on single image, you can see the preview shows here. You scroll. So we check this next conversion. Okay, I think we're having some issues with the account. We need to authenticate the account. Let's see since I can quickly do so that we can move ahead. Okay. We'll check my mail and insert that here. Minutes into few minutes. Let me include that. Okay, that's why we could not upload the images. And few minutes, seconds, just taking time to load. Okay, I think. Right. So that has been done. So I think that we should be able to upload. Should be able to upload. And the ad should also be properly named. So diaspora I'm sure it's all properly named. Okay. So from here, let's add. Selected that already. So we come here. So we've completed all of that. So we need to add creative. So image, image or video. So you can either create either an image or a video, right? You select an image, then you just use this background image. So there are recommendations here, so you can just follow it to ensure your ads don't have issues. So next, so here you can include your ad. That's just randomly, here you can include your text. I mean, your text, your primary text, your description, your headline. Right? The primary text. So you can add several options. So Facebook optimizes on whichever one works best. Okay. So you can see there will be some write up here, there will be some write up below, and there will be some write up here. So that is how it works. When you are done, you publish, then you run the campaign. The reason why you are still seeing 53% because we've not run this properly, we've not included our write up. By the time we are done with all of that, we should end up at 100%. Then after that, you run your campaign with your budget. I always advertise to start with a little budget and scale up, because the initial budget you put into your ad to commence the campaign, Facebook will always spend more than your initial ad set budget. They will spend more than that, and you need to wait at least 3 to 7 days before you start touching your ads, so that your ad can exit the learning phase. The learning phase is basically Facebook trying to understand what the audience is like and what they are trying to achieve. So if you keep messing with the ads before 3 to 7 days, your ads keep going back to learning phase and just not deliver on time. So this is why you can't say you want to run your ad, you run a Facebook ad with 5,000 or 6,000. Those are unwise and basically waste of money. So So if you want to do something, you need to do it properly and writing. Get proper funds to run an ad campaign. So once you started 3 to 7 days, then you can optimize, see how your campaign is delivering. If it's delivering a lot of leads for you, you can maintain that campaign. You can always tweak the audience to how to the most maybe profitable part or a new segment of audience and tweak your audience. You can also pause your campaign if you know it's not delivering. Yeah, you can also pause your campaign. So these are the things you could do while setting up your Facebook ads campaign. Um, if there are questions, they could be dropped. I don't know if I've missed out anything. Questions can be dropped and we can treat them in our WhatsApp group. Thank you all for having me. I will be stopping here now. Right?